My landlord thought he could illegally lock me out, keep my deposit, and force me into homelessness. 3 months later, he was facing fines so massive he had to sell the property. He told me, to my face, tenants don't win. He was wrong. I moved into a small duplex right after college. Nothing fancy, but affordable and close to work. The landlord, Greg, seemed friendly at first. Too friendly. He bragged constantly about how he knew the law better than most lawyers, and how he'd been doing this longer than tenants have been alive. That should have been my first red flag. 3 months in, the housing market exploded. Suddenly, similar units were renting for nearly double what I was paying. Greg started dropping hints. You know, he'd say, if you ever wanted to move out early, I could probably get someone in here fast. I had a 12-month lease. I wasn't going anywhere. The repairs started slowing down. My heater broke in November. It took 2 weeks to fix. The washing machine leaked. He blamed me. Then came the random inspections, always with barely any notice. He was trying to make me uncomfortable enough to leave voluntarily. I didn't. So he escalated. One Friday after work, I came home and my key didn't work. The locks had been changed. There was a note taped to the door. You have violated the lease. Property reclaimed. Contact me for next steps. No explanation. No court order. Nothing. My stuff, everything I owned, was inside. I called him. He didn't even pretend. You weren't planning to renew anyway, he said casually. This just speeds things up. I reminded him I had months left on my lease. He laughed. Take me to court if you want. That'll take longer than your lease would have lasted. That was the moment he made his fatal mistake. Because what Greg didn't know was that my cousin is a housing attorney. Instead of panicking, I called my cousin. Her first words, do not argue with him, document everything. So I did. Photos of the changed locks, the note on the door, saved voicemails, screenshots of texts. Turns out, in our state, illegal lockouts carry massive penalties, like triple damages plus legal fees massive, and landlords absolutely cannot remove a tenant without a court order. Greg didn't just bend the rules, he shattered them. When my cousin started digging, she found something interesting. Greg wasn't properly registering his rental units with the city, which meant he was underreporting rental income. He wasn't up to updated safety codes. He'd skipped required inspections. And here's the best part. He'd illegally locked out another tenant 2 years ago. They just didn't fight it. I wasn't going to be that tenant. Instead of immediately filing, we sent him a formal demand letter. Calm, professional, terrifying. It outlined the illegal eviction, statutory damages, potential city code violations, a deadline to restore access. He called me within an hour. You're overreacting, he snapped. I reminded him, politely, that the penalties alone could exceed a year of rent. Silence. He let me back in the next morning, but I didn't stop. My cousin filed complaints with the City Housing Authority, Code Enforcement, the Tax Office, all separate, all legitimate. Within weeks, inspectors were everywhere. Turns out, faulty wiring, missing smoke detectors, unpermitted renovations, improperly installed water heaters. The fines stacked up fast. Tenants started talking. They compared notes. They realized how many corners he'd cut. 2 of them joined my case. Now it wasn't just one difficult tenant. It was a pattern. We filed the lawsuit. Greg tried to bluff. He offered my deposit back, then double, then 6 months' rent. Too late. In court, the judge was not amused. Illegal lockout, code violations, retaliation attempt. The ruling? He owed triple damages, attorney fees, civil penalties, and because of the code violations, the city required major repairs within 60 days, or the building would be condemned. Greg didn't have the cash. 3 months later, a for sale sign appeared in front of the duplex. He sold at a loss. I found out through mutual contacts that he had to liquidate another property to cover fines. And the best part? He tried to tell people I ruined his livelihood. No, I just refused to let him ruin mine. Before moving out, legally at the end of my lease, I ran into him one last time. He wouldn't look at me. No smug grin, no speeches about how tenants don't win. Just silence. Turns out tenants do win when they keep receipts.